So, schönen guten Abend und herzlich willkommen zu unserem dritten Winzerview, unserem Interview mit einem Winzer. Diesmal sind wir in Spanien und deshalb werden wir ab jetzt das Ganze auf Englisch machen. Hello, welcome to our third Winzerview. After the first with Sebastian Schäfer at the Nahe region in Germany, we've been to Mr. Triebaumer in Austria, and now we are in Spain, and very welcome Epifanio Rivera from the winery Real in Ribera del Duero. Hello, Epifanio.
Hi, how are you, Thomas?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Ribera del Duero is quite far away from Germany, I think about 1,700 kilometers. Yeah. Here in Germany now it's very hot. It's August and we have like 35 degrees. How is the weather in Ribera del Duero?
First of all, I have to say my English is not very fine, and sorry for my bad English. But Ribera del Duero, I suppose, it's a continental weather. It's a different weather than the other regions in Spain. I suppose it's our difference. Ribera del Duero is limit place for grow grapes because we have a high altitude, about 800 meters above level of the sea. It gives us a continental climate with a wide difference between the temperature from the day to the night. This is the reason the great king of the Ribera del Duero varieties is Tempranillo, because our cycle is very short. The cycle, the time the vineyard is green. We have frost in May and we have frost in October.
Ah, okay. So only like 5 months without frost, where you have to develop everything from the start to the end and pick the grapes.
And this is the reason other great varieties like Cabernet or Syrah, it need widest cycle,
yes.
More time, more months. And it gives us, it's hard to say, but we are damned, we are condemned, we are obligation to have Tempranillo in our wines.
And you started to bottle your own wines about 15 years ago. I think the first vintage was 2004.
Yeah, we have a traditional vine growers in Ribera del Duero. My grandfather, my grandfather, my father, everybody makes wine in Pesquera. We have vineyards was planted between 1910 and 1920. And history, my grandfather began to sell grapes to prestigious wineries in the area, and we left to make wine in about 14 or 50 years. And we were famous in the area for our grapes, for our quality grapes. In 2004, my brothers and me thought that it's more important to put a level in the market that to be famous in the area for our grapes. And this is the reason in 2004 we make our first wine. Our wines were a different winery because we are constricted. We are we only make our own grapes.
Yeah.
The idea of the winery was to make wine from our own grapes, to make wine from the vineyard of my grandfather of the family. Uh, I don't like to talk about quality wines. Every winemaker has quality wines. I prefer to talk about personality wines.
Mm-hmm. How big is your winery? How many hectares do you have?
24 hectares.
Oh, I see. So it's for Ribera del Duero. Is it a small winery or is it medium sized?
We're a small winery. We're a small and familiar winery because we only make our grapes. We don't buy grapes from the others people. We don't not buy bulk wines. We only make our 24 hectares.
And you have only Tempranillo or Tinto Fino, and you make only your three wines, or you have other grapes as well?
100% Tempranillo, Tinto Fino. It's enjoyable. If you ask to all people in Pesquera what is the variety we have planted in Pesquera, it's not Tempranillo or Tinto Fino. Here is named Tinto Aragonés.
Ah, I see. But it's similar, or is it the same as Tempranillo and Rioja?
But I don't know exactly, because there are traditional theories about Tempranillo in Rioja is different than Rivera del Duero, is different variety, is different name. But with the ADN analysis, DNA, in English is DNA analysis, there are history that is Tempranillo. But Tempranillo and Ribera del Duero, Tinto Fino, Tinto Aragonés, is Tempranillo adapted during 1,000 years to Ribera del Duero.
Awesome. Okay, so we will try your three wines, and I will go to get the first one, Epifanio 2018.
Okay. First one, Epifanio.
Yes, and on the label now you have the door of your own old wine cellar.
This is the door of the old winery.
Nice. And so this wine is named after you. You are the main owner, or why is it called Epifanio?
Epifanio is a familiar name because my grandfather was Epifanio, and my grandfather was Epifanio too. My father is Epifanio, and me, I'm Epifanio. But I suppose my brothers are not Epifanio, but it's a traditional name. Everybody in Pesquera knows us as Epifanio. And it's the name of the winery, Epifanio Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
Our first wine is Epifanio because I suppose it's remember the family, the tradition of our grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Epifanio is wine with make of the grapes from the near the river.
Mm-hmm.
Soil is sandy, pebbles. It's 6 months in barrel, is easy wine, and it's different because the soil is different.
Yeah, normally Ribera del Duero is more famous for chalky soil. Huh?
Yeah, but I only say we have 3 kinds of wine in Pesquera. First one is soils near the river. Is pebbles, rolling stone, sandy. Altitude in Pesquera of these soils is about 750 meters above level of the sea to 770 meters. It gives us I suppose I am opening, but I suppose it's not reduced.
So I opened the bottles at around 2 this afternoon. It's nice, very intense and juicy, on not too much oak.
Yeah, this is the idea. The soils of Epifanio give us always floral aromas, and it is not very strength in the mouth. I suppose is a wine to drink every day. It's not heavy wine.
Yeah. Now, as it's maybe very hot in the summer in Rivera, do the people nevertheless drink red wine, or do you have some white wines for personal consumption as well?
You asked to me about the white wines, the new white wines from Rivera del Duero.
Or do you make rosé maybe?
Traditionally, we don't make white wines, but it's true we have white vines in our vineyards because it was mixed with the red wine. And it's true, Albillo Mayor is a traditional variety in Rivera del Duero. But I think long time nobody makes white wines. Appellation forbid white wines during years and years, and now our people are release white wines, but there are a low quantity of grapes in Rivera del Duero.
So this is the entry level, nice, delicate oaky taste. So only 6 months in barrels, and this was made in both American and French barrels.
Yeah, but the idea with Epifanio is the fruit. It's breadfruit. Epifanio always is breadfruit. It has a powerful nose, powerful aromas. I suppose it's lighter wine we make in the winery. It had concentration, but I suppose is the first wine is okay to drink in the winery.
Yeah, it has a nice, in German you say Trinkfluss. You don't want to stop drinking. You can continue drinking because it's juicy and fresh and very balanced and only delicate oaky taste. I like it. You can drink it a bit chilled, maybe at 14, 15 degrees, something like this, and have it with some. When I was in Ribera del Duero, I think 5 years ago, we had young Roble wines with little oak with lamb from the oven. Yeah.
I always says in Rivera del Duero, our wines pair with the lamb, because lamb is the traditional meat in Rivera del Duero. But I suppose it paired to with grass fish like salmon, like, and I suppose it paired too with chorizo, traditional chorizo. I suppose they are tannic wines, and you need heavy foods too.
Yeah.
Wines with Epifanio, I suppose it pairs with more light foods. It don't need so much calories.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the second wine. We have Areal, same vintage, 2018. And this has been in barrels for around 12 months. So it's more intense in color. And there's a nice picture on the label. So this is your father and you and your brothers?
This is our family. This is my younger brother is on the knee. My father and the medium brother is stay on foot.
Huh?
I'm I in the middle.
Yeah.
In to
Ah, and
this photo was taken in 2009. And this vineyard was planted in between 2010 2020. It's named El Olivo, the olive tree.
but because there's one olive tree in the middle of the vineyard.
There are not olive tree in these times. But I suppose the name olive tree is because in this area there was olive tree.
Yeah.
Now in the middle of this vineyard, the tree you can see in the level, the picture. Mm-hmm. It's a nut tree.
Ah, okay.
But the traditional name is olive tree. I cannot.
Is there in Ribera del Duero similar than in Rioja movement to make single vineyard wines or crus, or you stick to have wines which are blends from different?
Rioja is other world. Is other world, and Ribera del Duero is not looks like Rioja. I suppose if you see Spain from Germany, you think Ribera del Duero, Rioja is the same, or it's look like the same. Mm. Now, the weather in Rioja is more, it's a mix of Mediterranean and Atlantic. Ribera del Duero is continental. It's different. The way to growing up vineyards in Ribera del Duero is absolutely different.
No.
And we have more color, we have more structure regularly, and Tempranillo vines in Ribera del Duero is different soils, different moments to pick up.
So this is a bit more, slightly more oak, but more structure, more length, more depth. So this name, the wine is called Areal.
Areal is the name of, I don't know what it's in English, it's a pago. Do you know what is a pago in Spanish? It's a,
like
a traditional
vineyard or small winery, a pago.
Pago is, there are wineries with named Pago of. Pago is an area of vineyards. This is a traditional area of vineyards. Is named Erialon. We have a famous vineyard was planted by my grandfather. It's a small vineyard, and I suppose it represents what the winery is. It gives us the same quality year by year. Step by step, is the clone of the Tempranillo we have planted after this come from Erialon and the Olivo vineyards. and is the mother of the other plants. I suppose it represents the family. We can see with the 2018 area is more dark fruit than Epifanio. It's more ripened grapes. It have more structure, and it have other style, different, and it's the same harvest. It's the hand vintage 2018.
Is there a big difference, vintage like 16, 17, 18? Do you have sometimes struggled to get all the grapes ripen before harvest?
We have a very hard weather, very hard climate here, and we depend directly on the water in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a very rainy region, but we got about 40 to 50 100 liters for year for square meter.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. The quantity of water of rain, but this rain is always most part out of the cycle of out of the
growing cycle of the grapes, yeah.
Winter, spring, and we depend of this water for the complete the ripen. We have a very different temperature between the day and the night. We have problems regularly with the oidium because the water in the leaves in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And the altitude is important too for the ripen, because a frost summer give us more less ripen grapes, and we have problems with the hot waves that it stop the ripen in the vineyards.
So if it's too hot, the wines don't ripen further.
The vineyards will have a hot wave, get a defensive position. It will turn out the leaves and stop, and only begin to work when the temperature and water is set. It's curious, but vineyards is adapted to the weather perfectly here.
Yeah.
2008 was a good harvest. Have a lot of quantity, and I suppose it's not very hot vintage. It's fresh. Have a good color, but it's not the deepest color in the history.
Yeah.
And I suppose it is good because we have not wait years and years to drink the wine. I think it's now to drink.
Yeah. Yeah, it's full and then fruity. Nice, not too much oak, not too concentrated. Yeah, it's a step ahead of the Epifanio, which is a bit more easy drinking. Yeah. I sell the wines, I think since 27, 8, and I visited your winery once, visited some other wineries in Rivera, and when I had some old books, and I think the first boom of Rivera was like 85 to 1995. There, 40 years ago, there were not a lot of wineries producing wine there. Huh?
Uh, as past months, we opened Real 2010, and it was wonderful.
The Real or TF?
Real.
Hmm.
We opened Real 2010, and this is wonderful. And I suppose our wines has a long, long life. But I used to say to drink Real is in 4 or 5 years after the vintage, after the harvest.
And now you have 3 wines. Do you plan to make another wine, number 4 or 5, or you want to concentrate on these 3 wines we have here?
Most part of our vineyards is planted there. Yet we have about 21 hectares with more than 15 years old. We have of this we have 5 hectares with 100 years old. We have about 6-7 hectares with 50 years old. I suppose we can plant it small parcels, small vineyards with change the style of wine.
Is there now in the Rivera, are there still people looking for vineyards who want to make their own wineries, or is it is there a boom, or is it okay? Is it you sell your wines?
Not in coronavirus time. I suppose vineyard in Rivera del Duero is getting up price every year, but we have not the same price than Rioja or other parts of Europe. But it's true, we are going up high price in the last times. It depends on to plant in other appellation is forbidden. Rivera is still open, and I suppose it balanced the increment of the price.
Okay, so now I put your third wine, TF, Tradition Familia, and who is the one on the picture here?
This is my father. This is my father with 16 years old.
Ah.
In the family horse.
But probably the family horse does not live anymore. No.
It is. The photo has Photoshop. I have to recognize. It's the same vineyard that the Real photo. Photo was taken in 2009, and the photo of my father is real too, and it's mounted in the vineyard now in 2002. People told me, "Wow, the vineyard is the same. If 15 years different time, vineyard is now. It's 2009." "2016 is different harvest. 2018. 2016 was a cool harvest, a cool vintage."
So you have a bit more of bit more tannic structure, and though it's slightly ripe, you have some etheric notes. And now not too woody. The barrels are well integrated.
Cold vintage always are more tannic, add less alcohol than regularly, and give us more tannicity. Real TF means tradition, family tradition, Rivera Aparicio. Our surnames is Rivera Aparicio. And the complete name is Erial Tradición Familia Rivera Aparicio. It's not possible to sell this wine with this name. This is the reason is TF.
I see, I see. I had I need a loop to see what's written on it. It was very small.
This wine comes from two single vineyards. One is a olive oil vineyard. The other is Valdemoral area, Trellanillo area. It's all vineyard there. The soil of this vineyard is white. It's chalky. It's calcareous. It looks like it's snowy. And give us more minerality. It give us more structure. It give us a fantastic color.
Yeah.
The soil give us to fantastic acidity year by year. People says Real TF is more expensive than a Real, is best wine than a Real, and I always says, if I know make best wine, I don't know make other wine.
Yeah.
The difference is not the quality. The difference is the style. The difference of Real and Real TF is the style of the wine. Is different vineyards, different fermentation, different moments to drink.
Yeah. This is bit more serious, even more depth and then the length and then more long lasting. To have it on a special occasion with some nice food. Yeah? I asked my wife tonight to make some lamb. Although it's very hot here, but when I go home later on, I will take the bottles with me on the bicycle, and at home we will enjoy not all of the wines, but some of it, and have nice lamb dish with it. Because I remember the time when I was in Rivera, we visited some wineries and had some nice lamb and had some wonderful wines. And,
I remember you. Yeah.
I know it was a nice time when we've been in Pesquera del Duero, and when we've been in your parents' home. It was, I think, the day on the Saturday, the day before, I think your brother married, your youngest brother.
And, yeah, I can ask to my brother when it was married, but I don't remember.
So very nice wines. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah. And anything you want to mention regarding your wines and the German market and what's going up in Ribera del Duero nowadays?
Well, thank you for count on us and for make this video, but I think we're lucky, man, because we're making we like. We have the genius. Well, my brother was the first promotion of winemakers in the university, and I suppose we're very lucky to be able to present our wines, our family in the world. and Germany.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and thank you for producing these nice wines. And many regards to Spain, to Rivera. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thomas, goodbye.
Okay.